Hey there, this is TJR, and so it's time for blog number 2, songwriting blog number 2 for the song Sensation. This song is in progress. I did a blog earlier when this song was first developing. So this is the second blog where I'm going to discuss where I've gone from here. And once again, this is all part of my exercises to help me just be a little more prolific at songwriting. Now, as you may remember, if you saw part 1, and if you didn't see part 1, there's a link right here. Go to part 1, watch that first. Come back here and watch this. So, all right, so those of you who've already seen part 1, now here's what we're doing. We're, of course, working on a kind of a 50s type of rock and roll song. I'm thinking very Little Richard, Jerry Lee Lewis, okay? So let's go ahead here and let's start with the introduction. I'm just going to show you what I got. I've put together some more lyrics, a lot more lyrics on it. We've got basically 2 verses, choruses, go into the instrumental section, and I'll show you what we have so far. And then we got to write I still have to write a 3rd verse. But here's what we got so far, and here's where the song has gone. So here we go. So let's give it a start here. My, you really are a sensation. The headlines are screaming, baby, that you're sweeping the nation. Hey, hey, girl, you're a real revelation. And every time they hear your voice, it's a new celebration. And we'll be behind the wheel, we're gonna shake up the world. Just wait till they see us, they all wanna be us. And with every new song, we're gonna take the world along. My, you really are a sensation. The way you wink and smile at the cameras, it's a worldwide flirtation. Hey, hey, girl, you'll have the world going crazy. They'll wait with bated breath, with anticipation. And with me behind the wheel, we're gonna take on the world. Just take them to see us, they all wanna be us. And with every new song, we're gonna take the world along. Okay, so that's 2 verses, 2 choruses. So since writing this, or rather since the last blog, kind of what's changed a little bit is some of the point of view and a little bit more about what the song's about. You know, this is not a deep song, but this is coming from a 3rd-person point of view. The main character in the song, or I should say, this song is coming from the point of view of someone who's singing about the main character. So we've got a character who's singing, who's proclaiming that this girl that he knows is going to be a real sensation. She's going to be huge. This is very idealized, and I kind of almost picture a little bit of a musical where we've got somebody who's telling, maybe it's his girlfriend, maybe he's like a business manager, and she's obviously a singer, and he's telling her, you're going to be huge, you're going to be big, I'm going to make you a star. You know, he's saying you're going to be a big sensation. And this song kind of breaks a few rules. First of all, in the chorus, which is the, you know, and with me behind the wheel, we're gonna take on the world. Just wait till they see us, they all wanna be us. That's the part that repeats. Technically, that's the chorus, but the title, Sensation, is not in the chorus. It's actually in the verse. I say it at the beginning of the 1st verse, beginning of the 2nd verse. I remember in the first blog I mentioned it's going to be hard coming up with words that rhyme with sensation, but that's what rhyming dictionaries are for, and I really recommend rhyming dictionaries if you want to do songwriting. They're really helpful. I've used an online one that's really great. There's quite a few out there online. But, and I kind of don't know if maybe I did a little too much of that because I've got, you know, my, you really are a sensation. The headline scream, baby, you'll be sweeping the nation, that you're sweeping the nation. And then, hey, hey, girl, you're a revelation. Every time they hear your voice, it's a new celebration. I almost thought maybe using the word new education. Don't know. Let me know what you think of that. Education, celebration, let me know. Then we go to the chorus. And then on the 2nd verse, you know, once again, we repeat, my, you really are a sensation. the way you wink and smile at the camera, it's a worldwide flirtation. I like that line a lot, actually. Then finally I broke away from that. I thought, you know, that's a little, we've had enough of this sensation rhyming. So I said, hey, hey girl, you'll have the whole world going crazy. But the way I sing it, it almost feels like it rhymes. Have the world going crazy, you know. They'll wait with bated breath, with anticipation, and then back to the chorus again. So we've got an introduction, verse, chorus. We have a point of view now. We have a little bit of a linear story in that we've got this guy singing about this girl, telling her she's going to be great, she's going to be the biggest thing in the world. Maybe he's her boyfriend, maybe he's in her band, maybe he's a manager, but clearly he thinks he's steering the ship because he's saying, you know, and with me behind the wheel, we're going to take on the world, you know. Like I said, this is all very idealized, very romanticized. Being a performing musician, playing gigs, and I'm not talking shows, I'm talking gigs where you're playing 3 or 4 hours a night, doing lots of cover songs and that sort of thing. We're talking working musicians gigs. I don't know how many times some girl would approach me and tell me, oh, I'm a singer, you know, I'm going to be a big star, you know, and of course, I'd always be like, oh, well, great, good luck, you know. Keep me in mind, you know, don't forget me when you're famous, you know. The thing is most people who say that generally don't have the tenacity or the gumption to put in what is going to be a tremendous amount of hard work to get there. Very few people do, especially not the people who talk to me that way. But anyways, though, so this is very idealized, and I kind of picture almost a musical number in my head where this guy is singing the song to this girl. And initially, he was not part of the story in the song when I first wrote the words. When I first came up the line, "You really are a sensation," I was thinking about this, just this female who is just this big star, and she lights up the world. And there was no other person involved in the song lyrics at that point. And in fact, it was kind of based on this one young lady that I knew who had that kind of personality that she just really just lit up the room when she walked in. And I remember thinking to myself, you know, put her on TV and man, people are going to go nuts just because she just has that kind of personality. Anyways, though, so now after we get down to that second chorus, what we would do as we're coming out of it, we're coming out of that. From this point forward, from after that, I want to just take it back to the introduction again, that little introductory right there. So we come out of that little instrumental piece and then go to the third verse. And so I guess the next thing is after the instrumental section, do we put a bridge on this? Or do we just simply go back to my, you really are a sensation? Do we just do that? So that's the next thing. Do I put in a bridge? Since the solo, I just kind of figure the instrumental section is just going to be the same chords as the verse, you know. Something like that, and then go back to shorten that part up there. Don't play it as long as you would when you were singing it, just make it short. And then go back to my, you really are a sensation. You know. Anyway, so let me know what you think. Bridge, do we need a bridge? And if so, where do I take it? I guess that's the next thing. Where do I take the bridge? Will there be a bridge? And doesn't necessarily have to have one. Not every song does. And so that's where I am so far. So anyways, hope you've enjoyed this, and hope this maybe helps you with songwriting too, just kind of working through this process. And so I'm going to work on this some more, come back with part 3, and hopefully this song is done and we can move on to something new. And then I guess the next step is, do I record this one? Do I release it? You know, not everything you write you're necessarily going to release because it may not be completely up to snuff. We'll see. Anyway, so thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.